Hello, hello, namaste. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube, and I'm here to share some guidance for Monday and Tuesday. That's Monday the 29th and Tuesday the 30th of July. I also have this feeling, and I'm just going to do it. I haven't planned or really thought about it much, but I would really like to also look at pulling maybe 2 cards for the week ahead. So I might, if this works out, if it feels right, I might do this most Mondays. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to pull 2 cards for just a general theme for the week ahead, so we can get a bit of an idea of that. Hello everyone, lovely to see you. So before I start that, I'll need to remember, because I don't have it on my paper, an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. If you're new to watching, welcome. So I am going to be using my combined Animal Kingdom and Speed of Light Oracle deck, my favourite obviously. Or if you're new to watching you wouldn't know, but if you're a regular viewer you would know that this is my favourite deck to use, especially for readings. So I'll explain what I'm going to do for Monday and Tuesday's guidance shortly. What I'm going to do now is just pull 2 cards straight up. I'm not going to pull one and then pull another. I'm just going to pull 2 cards, and I'm looking for the best cards for the week ahead. So we're looking at so Monday the 29th of July through to Sunday the whatever it happens to be of August. So Monday to Sunday, I just want a general idea of the theme. So I'm looking for the best 2 cards for the theme for the week ahead, and I trust the 2 cards will find their way to the top of the deck based on the way I choose my cards. So see how these resonate for you. We won't really know until we get into our week, so it might be something good to keep in mind or come back to. So I'm taking the top 2 cards, and we've got this for our first theme for the week ahead, and we've got projection. The keywords down here say vision, focus, concentration, and chaos. This is reminding us to stay really mentally attentive over this week ahead, that we might need to work or focus really hard not to get swept up into drama or confusion or stuff that's going on around outside us. So let's stay really focused this week ahead. And that goes with this card here, the Stag card 42. It says new direction. So this is also a very mentally active card to me, because I see the stag's antlers as our mental energy, or a bit like antenna that we're sort of feeling around or using our instincts to feel for the best path to take, the best action to take at that time. So really we're being encouraged as a general theme for this week ahead to stay aligned with our instincts, keep our mental energy focused, and there's a direct sort of feeling that's coming into. So both of these feel quite mental for our theme for the week ahead. So let's remember to stay focused and trust in the new direction that we're moving into. So that's just our general theme to keep in mind perhaps for the week ahead. So now I'm getting into the usual part of my reading, which I'm now looking for the best cards for Monday the 29th of July and Tuesday the 30th of July. So what I'll be doing is pulling 1 card for Monday, 1 card for Tuesday, and then 1 card for the theme for Monday and Tuesday. I'm not doing personal requests for guidance here today. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared will be supportive for you at this time. So take on board what feels right, what resonates, what easily fits into your life or fits into what you're going through now. If it doesn't easily fit in, it doesn't matter, just put that stuff aside. So let it go if it doesn't make sense. Oh, the sun's coming out, it's beautiful. So I'm looking for the best card now for Monday the 29th of July. So Monday the 29th, I trust the best card will find its way to the top of the deck. That's the most helpful for the majority of us for Monday. So we've got an Animal Kingdom Oracle card, which is this. It's the Fiddler Crab, card 46. And it says to be on guard. This doesn't mean to be paranoid. It's just reminding us to keep on guard, to keep attentive. And actually this fits in so well. It's only, what time is it? It's 10:53 a.m. here on Monday. And within the space of half an hour, I had phone calls of drama that there just seems to be a chaotic energy around for Monday that I'm seeing already, and it's not directly associated to me, but things that are trying to sweep me in, that I'm somehow involved with on the outer edges, if you like. So I think we have to be, and what I've already decided today is to just be really extra cautious, or not cautious, or maybe cautious, but not heavily paranoid, not paranoidly cautious, but just in generally cautious of the activities and the things that we're doing on Monday, and make sure that we're staying really attentive to things, especially as we're driving on the roads, as we're having encounters with other people. I guess just stay really attentive and make sure that we're really aware of everything that's going on Monday. So be on guard, but don't be paranoid. To me, it just means be attentive, ultra attentive, and almost protective, if you like, of our space by being extra aware. So that's the Fiddler Crab for Monday. Let's in some ways, keep our guard up, so we're not being pulled into the drama of other people's dramas and other people's choices and decisions. That we might be able to help on the outer edges, but let's not get too pulled into the dramas of others. We have to trust that they will work it out. If we can help, then great, but it doesn't mean we need to get, fully dive in involvement necessarily, depending on what it is. So I trust that makes sense for your Monday. So now I'm looking for the best card for Tuesday, the 30th of July. So Tuesday the 30th. Let's see what's to come up for Tuesday. We've got a Speed of Light Oracle, and it's this. It's the support card again. So this has come up like 3 times in the last week or so of readings that I've done. So almost all videos that I've done of guidance over this last week or so has had this card come up. It's card 35, Support. It says comfort, loved ones, reassurance. It looks like the majority of us still need to know and remember that we are loved and we are supported, and that we're not alone at the moment. So not only for Tuesday, but just in general right now, because this card keeps coming up, and it would only come up if we need to know that we are loved and supported. The cat's jumping over the fence. Naughty. Let's reassure ourselves. Let's be the support that we're looking for in others. Like one of the, I remember a big lesson that I learned years ago was in my previous marriage, and I was looking for support, and I was feeling so alone and so, what would you say? My efforts weren't being recognised, and I was just getting bitter and more bitter the more it wasn't being acknowledged or observed from my partner at the time, and even other people around me. And then I realised that, hey, this is just making me bitter and feel even worse about myself, if you like, more alone. So I thought, okay, how can I turn this around? So I decided to turn all those outer reflections of waiting for support and reassurance from others, I decided to turn that into, how can I be my best supporter? How can I be there for myself? So I started to look at support from a different perspective. So it's great, and as a bonus, to receive support and help from others, but to me it's always about, how can I be my best supporter? How can I be there for myself? How can I reassure myself that everything's going to be okay? So if you've been looking for the support and the reassurance in other people or institutions or in external ways, and it's not working for you, it might be worth looking at changing your perspective and turning putting a mirror up, turning that, what you're craving, as something that you can be for yourself. And then any other support or words of encouragement that people give you are just a bonus. So how can you be your best cheer squad? How can you be your best supporter? How can you reassure yourself better than perhaps you did before? So when we can be that support for ourselves, we might find that we start feeling less like we need it and less alone. So there's a feeling here of perhaps needing to know that we're held and that we're safe as we walk our path and walk our journey through our journey right now. So, you know, if we're not feeling supported, we're going to sort of always hold back. Our confidence is going to feel smaller and less because we're sort of holding back, maybe living in doubt, wondering whether this is the right thing to do or not. So as we step up and be our best supporter, we also boost our confidence in ourselves, we increase our personal power, and we feel surer about the decisions that we make. So if you've been feeling a bit unsure, uncertain about the steps that you're taking in your life, then perhaps look at how can you amp up your support for yourself. How can you bring more comfort and reassurance to you? And if you need help, please ask. You know, sometimes too we can't do it all ourselves, so maybe we do need to step up and ask for help. So let's not be afraid to ask for help if we need it. I would only ask for help if I've exhausted my own supplies of support. And sometimes there are other people that have more experience or are experts in things that we're just not expert in. So sometimes we need to stop doing it all ourselves, life, and ask for the help we need too. So, you know, it's about finding that balance and finding what's right for us. So really getting to know who we are so we know what we need. So that's the support card for Tuesday, the 30th of July. I trust it resonates. Now let's look for the best card for the theme for Monday and Tuesday. So the theme card will help bring these days together and will help us see the bigger picture for Monday and Tuesday. So just a couple of things before I choose the theme card. First of all, we are coming back to Melbourne. Melbourne in October. I think it's the 6th and the 7th of October. And Corey and I are doing private one-on-one, but it'd be one-on-two, healing sessions, intuitive healing sessions. So we'll be in Melbourne doing that, and the appointment's open for that in about 1 hour from now on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. There's a couple of spaces have already been taken, and there are a few spaces still available. So if you're in the Melbourne area and you'd like some one-on-one time, some energy work, then please have a look. It doesn't happen very often. In fact, I think it's been years since we've done this, so looking forward to connecting with you if you're inspired too and are in the area. Also, our healing program, our online healing program, starts on the 8th of August, so you can register for that anytime if you want to participate. And if you want to learn more about me and the work that I do at Temple of Balance, please visit my website at templeofbalance.com.au. Here's our theme card for Monday and Tuesday. Our theme card is the Nautilus. Card 39. It says, break negative patterns and avoid going back to them. So what negative patterns, or we could say habits. Some people recognise they've got negative habits that they have been pulled into or have allowed take over their life. So if you've been thinking of breaking a habit lately, a negative habit or a negative pattern in your life, then this is certainly a time that's supportive to do that. So recognising your negative patterns or habits are an important first step. So have you been caught up in the habit of negative thinking? Have you been caught up in the habit of being pessimistic, which is a recent habit I realised I'd gotten into? I'd much prefer to be optimistic. So I made a choice to break that pattern of pessimism and turn into an attitude of optimism where I was more hopeful and looked at things more like the glass half full rather than the glass half empty. Before we know it, we can get swept into negative patterns or negative habits. And, as much as we don't want to do that, it happens. So if we can recognize it and stop it before it gets into, something more serious, then that's great. So it might be negative mind patterns or habits. It could be something physical, like a habit that you've gotten into, something that you decide is a bad habit. And you may have been thinking lately about you must drink less coffee, or you must smoke less cigarettes, or drink less alcohol, or eat less junk food, whatever it might be for you. So if you've been saying that lately, then this is certainly a validation for you, and also suggesting that this is a very supportive time over Monday and Tuesday especially to look at those negative habits that we decide are negative and take steps to break them. So breaking the negative habit by first of all being aware. We can't break a negative habit if we don't recognise that it's a negative habit or pattern that we've got. So we first of all need to recognise that, hey, I've been too negative lately. I'm relying too much on alcohol lately, or junk food, or whatever it might be. I'm giving my energy away to something, because that's really what it is. We're giving our energy, our power away to negative thinking, to a negative habit or a bad pattern of some sort. So if we can recognise what it is that we're giving our power away to, that's draining us, then we can then take some steps to break it. So the first step is very much being aware of it. So once we're aware of what the bad habit is, then we can take some steps to break it. So how might you break it? How might I break a negative pattern? So first of all, being aware, and then I would look at that pattern or that habit. What is it about that I'm deeming as negative? What is it about that habit that's drawing my attention and my power away to it? So I'll look at it from as many different angles as possible. I'll look at, in the past, did I feel that same way? How long do I feel I've had this habit for? When did it start? What started me on this negative habit or negative pattern? So if I can recognize this as fully and from as many perspectives and angles as possible, then I've got a better chance of being aware of what started it, what triggered it, and what do I need to shift and change about myself to turn it into a positive. So, often it takes effort to break our negative thinking. It takes effort to break, patterns we've gotten into, eating sugars or junk foods or what have you, because our body continues to crave it. So then we've got to be really determined and use our willpower to break those habits and avoid the temptations, if you like. So that's our theme card, Nautilus. Break negative patterns or negative habits and avoid going back to them. So we have the willpower, we have the strength to break those habits and to avoid the temptations of telling the old negative story over and over again, of buying that chocolate bar, going through the drive-through, lighting up that cigarette. It's up to us to decide that it's a bad habit we don't want to have in our life anymore. We might think, oh yeah, that's a bad thing to do, but we might not be ready to let it go. So we're not going to be able to. So we need to recognize it, that, hey, this is not serving or supporting us right now. So I want to break this. So maybe some things to think about, see how it resonates with you. So I've used my combined Animal Kingdom and Speed of Light Oracle cards today. If you want to learn more about them, please have a look on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. These have been created by me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you want to connect more privately, just send us a message through our website. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great couple of days, and I'll be back to share with you again very, very soon. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste means that the divine, the creator in me, honours and acknowledges the divine, the creator in you, that we are equal, we are one, we are the same. There's none of us are better than or worse than any other person. I see that we're all equals, and I really like to try and see us all that way. So thank you for being who you are. Have a great couple of days, and I'll see you soon. Bye.